Apple had to face an ugly reality when it revealed iOS 18 and Apple Intelligence at WWDC 2024. Artificial intelligence will lead to the largest fragmentation of iPhone history, at least in terms of AI. Brand new handsets like the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus will become outdated. Indeed, Apple Intelligence is still in its early years and is far from where Apple wishes to be. If you neglect most of Apple Intelligence's functions right now, nobody would hold you responsible. I say as an AI enthusiast in Europe currently lacking Apple Intelligence support. iPhone 15 owners only discover the variations when Apple's artificial intelligence takes off. Apple had to confront the music it created. The company optimized iOS for years running on increasingly constrained hardware. The standard iPhone 15's 6 gigs of RAM proved a huge problem for AI. Apple did, however, also turn around course. All iPhone 16 models ship with updated processors and 8 gigs of RAM. The iPhone SE4 or iPhone 16e will acquire the same high-end components to ensure it can run Apple Intelligence. Apple also preemptively fixed the RAM problem of Macs that can run Apple Intelligence. All MacBooks ship with 16 gigs of RAM right now, whether it's an old M2 or M3 Air or the spanking new M4 MacBook Pro. It seems out Apple Intelligence might offer another challenge that buyers might not see coming. It needs additional on-device storage. That can be a very compelling argument to give iPhone 17 buyers an unexpected upgrade that would later turn out to be a large price drop. Apple's AI vision involves a strong focus on privacy. Apple Intelligence will aim to handle queries on device initially. If that fails, it'll pass the task to the private cloud infrastructure created for Apple Intelligence. Therefore, Apple Intelligence can need additional local storage with each update that Apple releases. iOS 18.1 tells us Apple Intelligence required 4 gigs of storage on the iPhone. But as 9to5Mac reminds out, Apple has modified the minimal requirements for Apple Intelligence with the iOS 18.2 update. Apple Intelligence now needs almost double the storage, or 7 gigs. Remember that Apple isn't done bringing AI features to the iPhone. iOS 18.4 will provide a huge update by March that will enable the better Siri we saw at WWDC 2024. Then, iOS 19 will introduce further Apple Intelligence features to supported devices. I wouldn't expect Apple Intelligence storage demands to keep growing, but I do see the AI needing more storage capacity. Say it gets to 10 gigs or 15 gigs, that's roughly 10% of the storage available on a 128 gigs iPhone that can run Apple Intelligence. There's also the operating system. iOS 18.2 takes up approximately 24 gigs on my iPhone. That rapidly piles up, and you'll find 128 gigs of built-in storage isn't enough anymore. This will likely affect your next purchase decision, as you'll seek 256 gigs or 512 gigs options. Here is where Apple can nip the problem in the bud if it wants to. The business may make 256 gigs the minimum storage tier for all iPhones. Apple did that with the iPhone 15 Pro Max in 2023 without raising that model's price. Technically, the Pro Max's entry price climbed by $100. Apple may do the same thing with the iPhone 17 series. The base iPhone 17 could have 256 gigs of storage and start at $899, the price of the current 256 gigs iPhone 16. But what if Apple took the M4 MacBook Pro approach? With the new laptops, Apple upped the RAM to 16 gigs without increasing the pricing, which saved the user $200. What if Apple did the same thing with the iPhone 17? What if the base iPhone 17 model started at $799, the same price as the iPhone 16, but came with double the storage? Apple might employ the same method for the iPhone 17 Air, which will replace the Plus and take its pricing tier. Add the reported ProMotion compatibility coming to the non-Pro iPhone 17 models, and these devices would be quite competitive. I would also anticipate Apple to maintain the Pro prices in place. The iPhone 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max would match the costs of their predecessors. In this scenario, Apple's range wouldn't offer a 128 gigs iPhone 17 version. If that were to happen, we'd have a bigger difference between the iPhone 17 with $799 and the iPhone 17 Pro with $1,099. Then Apple could do nothing about it and just leave the present storage levels alone. In that instance, it would be up to the consumer to decide for themselves. This wouldn't be the ideal choice marketing-wise. The RAM upgrade for the M4 MacBook Pro gave Apple plenty of good attention. Also, expanding iPhone storage would be in Apple's benefit long-term. It would be an investment in its own future requirements, as Apple would eventually build Apple Intelligence features that iPhone customers will want, features that would make them keep buying iPhones and other devices in Apple's inventory. More immediately, boosting the iPhone storage would directly affect iCloud Plus cloud storage purchases. iPhone customers will keep more data locally, and they'll need more capacity for backups. Of course, all of this is guesswork. The iPhone 17 storage tiers have not leaked, and they might not for a time. But that doesn't change the fact that storage might be a concern in the AI computing future. Not just the iPhone, but all of Apple's devices will need local storage assigned to Apple Intelligence. The same might apply to competitive devices utilizing different AI technologies. One of the primary benefits of owning a Pro iPhone is currently that you get a beautiful high refresh rate OLED display, but it may become standard across the iPhone 17 series, according to a Weibo leak from Digital Chat Station noticed by Mac Rumors. The site says that Digital Chat Station leaked correct facts concerning the iPhone 15 line's camera sensors and the display panel of the iPhone 12. The rumor is a tad unclear, suggesting just that the base iPhone 17 will have a high refresh rate, but it follows some more specific supply chain rumors we've heard in recent months. Apple will adopt the same LTPO panel tech, which drives Apple's variable refresh rate ProMotion iPhone 16 Pro displays for all of next year's phones. That was later echoed by others, including display supply chain analyst Ross Young in September. The next series of iPhones is also slated to replace the standard model Plus iPhone with an iPhone 17 Slim in 2025, which Young predicted will have ProMotion too. Instead of differentiating by display tech, Apple might stratify the range in new ways, including by giving the iPhone 17 Pro Max a smaller Face ID sensor and dynamic island cutout, as well as 12 gigs of RAM for both versions of iPhone 17 Pro and 8 gigs for the normal and slim variants. The full range is expected to contain 24 megapixels front-facing cameras instead of the 12 megapixels seen in current iPhones, and they may all use an Apple-designed Wi-Fi or Bluetooth chip for the first phone. So, if you have any questions, share it with us in the comments section, then I will see you in the next one.